There's a type of confidence most people never experience. It's not loud, it's not aggressive, it's not about proving anything to anyone. It's something else. A quiet, unshakable presence that makes people uncomfortable just by existing. In feudal Japan, samurai called it Fudoshin, the immovable mind, a mental state so solid that external circumstances couldn't shake it. Insults didn't touch it, threats didn't move it, even death didn't frighten it. And here's what's remarkable. This wasn't a genetic gift. It wasn't reserved for special people. It wasn't something you were born with or without. It was a trained skill, a deliberate cultivation, a systematic development. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how they developed it and how you can do the same in 40 days. But I need to warn you about something. This training will make you different, noticeably different, uncomfortably different. People will sense something has changed. They won't be able to articulate it, but they'll feel it. Your presence will be heavier. Your silence will be louder. Your calm will be unsettling. And some people won't like it. They'll test you, challenge you, try to shake you, because your stability highlights their instability, and that makes them uncomfortable. So if you want to stay likable, stay relatable, stay normal, don't do this training. But if you're done being moved by every wind, every opinion, every circumstance, then this is for you. Let me tell you about Takuan Soho. He was a Zen monk in 17th century Japan. He spent decades teaching sword masters, not swordsmanship, not technique, not strategy, mental clarity, psychological mastery, the internal game that determines external results. One of his students was Yagyu Munenori, a legendary swordsman, undefeated in formal duels, perfect technique, exceptional speed, years of training. But Munenori had a problem, a fatal problem. In practice, he was flawless, against training partners, invincible, in controlled situations, perfect. But in real duels, actual life or death combat, he hesitated. Not from fear exactly, not from doubt precisely, from mental noise. His mind would race. What if I miss? What if I die? What if I fail? What if everyone sees? What if this is the end? This noise created hesitation, microseconds of delay, split seconds of paralysis, and hesitation meant death. In sword combat, he who hesitates loses, not sometimes, always. So he went to Takuan, desperate, seeking answers. How do I stop the noise? How do I quiet my mind? Takuan smiled, not mockingly, knowingly. You don't stop it. You develop a mind that isn't moved by it. A mind like a mountain, unshakable. That's Fudoshin. Munenori didn't understand. But the thoughts come, the fears arise, the doubts appear. How can I not be moved? Takuan explained. Right now your confidence depends on circumstances. When you're prepared, you feel confident. When you're surprised, you feel shaken. When things go well, you feel strong. When things go poorly, you feel weak. This is unstable confidence. It rises and falls based on externals, based on what happens, based on what others think, based on how things look. Fudoshin is different. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It exists independent of them. A samurai with Fudoshin is equally calm facing an enemy or eating dinner, equally present in victory or defeat, equally unmoved by praise or insult. Why? Because his mind isn't attached to outcomes, isn't reactive to circumstances, isn't dependent on externals. It simply is, like a mountain is. The mountain doesn't care if it's raining or sunny. It remains the mountain. The mountain doesn't react to storms, doesn't celebrate clear skies, just exists. Solid, present, unmoved. Munenori asked the question every student asks. How do I become the mountain? How do I develop this? Takuan said, through deliberate training, the same way you train your sword, you train your mind, not to be positive, not to be motivated, not to believe in yourself, but to be immovable, uncheckable, independent of circumstance. What followed was a training protocol, a system, not mysterious, not abstract, not philosophical. Concrete practices that built mental solidity, step by step, day by day, week by week, and it worked. Within months, Munenori's hesitation disappeared, not because he became fearless, but because his mind stopped reacting to fear. The fear was there, still present, still arising, but it couldn't move him, couldn't shake him, couldn't control him. This is Fudoshin, and this is what you can develop in 40 days, if you're willing to practice, if you're willing to be uncomfortable, if you're willing to change fundamentally. The training has 3 foundations and 1 integration phase. Each foundation takes 10 days. The integration takes 10 days. Total, 40 days. Most people quit before day 10 because the practices are uncomfortable. They require confronting exactly what you've been avoiding. They demand honesty you've been denying. They force growth you've been resisting. But if you complete all 40 days, something fundamental shifts. You don't just feel more confident. You become someone confidence can't be taken from, someone circumstances can't shake, someone opinions can't move. That's Fudoshin, and that's available to you starting today. Foundation 1. Detachment from opinion. Days 1 to 10. This is the first pillar of Fudoshin. Your confidence right now is probably opinion dependent. When people approve of you, you feel good. When they criticize you, you feel bad. When they praise you, you feel confident. When they judge you, you feel insecure. This makes your confidence external, controllable by others, fragile, unstable, at the mercy of whoever's watching. Talk 1 taught Munori to sever this connection, not by not caring what people think. That's impossible. You're human, you're social, you care, but by not being moved by what they think, by not letting their opinion determine your stake, by remaining stable, regardless of their judgments. Here's the practice. Every day for 10 days, you deliberately expose yourself to criticism, not by being an asshole, not by being offensive, not by attacking people, but by expressing true opinions you normally hide. By disagreeing when you'd usually stay silent, by saying no when you'd normally say yes, by standing alone when you'd normally conform. The goal isn't to be contrarian, isn't to cause conflict, isn't to burn bridges. The goal is to practice remaining calm when people disapprove, to train stability under social pressure, to develop immunity to judgments. Because here's what happens. When you share a true opinion and someone criticizes you, your body reacts. Automatically, unconsciously, powerfully, heart races, face flushes, stomach tightens, hands shake, mind scrambles to defend or retreat. This is your confidence being shaken. This is your stability being tested. This is your opinion dependence being revealed. During the practice, you don't defend, you don't argue, you don't justify, you don't retreat, you just breathe. Sit with the discomfort, let the criticism exist without responding to it, without being moved by it, without changing because of it. Day 1, share a mildly unpopular opinion, something safe but real. I don't like that popular movie everyone loves. Notice the reaction. Notice your reaction to their reaction. Notice the discomfort. Breathe through it. Day 2, disagree with someone publicly, in a meeting, in a group chat, somewhere visible. I actually think the opposite. Notice the tension. Notice your urge to backpedal. Don't. Stay present. Stay calm. Day 3, say no to something everyone expects you to say yes to. I'm not attending that event. Notice the judgment. Notice your guilt. Sit with it. Day 4, express a preference that contradicts group consensus. I prefer working alone. Notice the pushback. Notice your defensiveness. Don't defend. Just exist with your truth. Days 5-7, increase the intensity. More controversial opinions, more public disagreements, more visible nonconformity. Days 8 to 10, handle direct criticism without reacting. Someone will challenge you, question you, judge you. Stay calm, stay present, stay unmoved. After 10 days of this, something shifts. Criticism stops feeling like an attack. It's just noise, just information, just someone else's perspective. But it doesn't move you, doesn't shake you, doesn't change you. You can consider it, evaluate it, learn from it if it's valuable. But you're not controlled by it. You're not dependent on it. You're stable regardless of it. This is the first step toward Fudoshin. Detachment from opinion, not isolation, not arrogance, not caring, just stability, regardless of what others think. Foundation 2, exposure to failure. Days 11-20. This is harder, much harder. Most people's confidence is success dependent. They feel strong when they win. They feel weak when they lose. They feel capable when things work. They feel inadequate when things fail. This makes confidence unstable, circumstantial, fragile. Because you can't always win, can't always succeed, can't always perform perfectly. Life includes failure, includes loss, includes mistakes. And if your confidence depends on success, it will constantly rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall. Exhausting, unsustainable, unbearable. Takuan understood this, so he taught Munenori to deliberately fail, to lose, to be humiliated publicly, and to remain unmoved, not by becoming numb, not by not caring, but by separating identity from outcome, by understanding I am not my results. Here's the practice. Every day for 10 days, attempt something you will probably fail at. Not life-destroying things, not reckless things, small public failures, controlled exposures to inadequacy, deliberate experiences of falling short. Try to start a conversation with a stranger. Many will reject you, some will ignore you. A few will be rude. You'll feel awkward, embarrassed, inadequate. Good. That's the point. Try to sell something, a product, an idea, a service. Most will say no, some will laugh, a few will be dismissive. You'll feel rejected, insufficient, incompetent. Good. Stay present. Try to perform a skill you're bad at in front of others. Sing, dance, draw. Speak a language you barely know. You'll look foolish. People will judge. Some will laugh. You'll feel exposed, vulnerable, ashamed. Good. This is the training. The goal isn't to succeed. It's to fail and remain calm. To lose and stay stable. To be inadequate and not collapse. Because here's the secret. Failure only destroys confidence if you identify with outcomes, if you are your results, if your worth equals your performance. But if you're separate from results, if you're independent of outcomes, if your identity isn't tied to achievement, then failure is just data, just feedback, just an event. It doesn't touch who you are, doesn't define your worth, doesn't determine your value. During the practice, when you fail, you pause, you breathe. You notice the urge to run or hide or make excuses, and you resist that urge. You stay present with the failure. You look it in the face. You let it exist. You experience it fully without running. Days 11 to 13, small failures, low stakes, minor embarrassments. Days 14-16, medium failures, moderate stakes, noticeable inadequacies. Days 17 or 20, significant failures, high visibility, real embarrassment, real rejection, real humiliation. And through all of it, you practice one thing, remaining calm, staying present, not collapsing. After 10 days, failure stops feeling like death, stops feeling like destruction, stops feeling like the end. It's just another experience, not good, not bad, just neutral, just something that happened. This is the second step toward Fudoshin, neutrality toward failure, not avoidance, not resistance, not fear, just acceptance, just presence, just stability, regardless of outcome. Foundation 3, stillness under threat, days 21-30. This is the deepest foundation, the one that creates true immovability, the one that builds unshakable presence. Your confidence right now is probably safety dependent. When you feel safe, you feel confident. When you feel threatened, you feel anxious. When you're comfortable, you're calm. When you're uncomfortable, you're agitated. This makes confidence circumstantial, only present in comfortable situations, only available in safe environments, only accessible when nothing's at stake. Takuan taught Munenori to remain still even under threat, not by eliminating threat, not by creating safety, but by not reacting to discomfort, by staying present with danger, by remaining calm in chaos. Here's the practice. Every day for 10 days, you deliberately create controlled discomfort, physical discomfort, cold exposure. Hold your breath until it's uncomfortable, not dangerous, just uncomfortable. Until your body screams to breathe, and you wait 3 more seconds, then breathe. Stand in a cold shower longer than you want to, until you want to escape, and you stay 30 more seconds, then exit. Sit in an awkward position until your body screams to move, and you stay still 1 more minute, then shift. The goal is simple. Your body will scream at you to react, to escape, to fix the discomfort, to stop the threat. And you don't. You breathe. You stay still. You remain present with discomfort without trying to change it. Social discomfort. Have difficult conversations you've been avoiding. Tell someone the truth they don't want to hear. Confront someone about their behavior. Set a boundary someone won't like. Your nervous system will activate. Fight or flight. Adrenaline, cortisol, panic. And you breathe through it. Stay present. Deliver the message calmly. Mental stress. Sit with an unsolved problem without distracting yourself. Face your fears directly without running. Think about your failures without justifying them. Your mind will resist, will try to escape, will generate distractions. And you stay present, stay focused, stay with the discomfort. Days 21 to 23, mild discomfort, tolerable stress, manageable threat. Days 24 to 26, moderate discomfort, challenging stress, real threat. Days 27 to 30, intense discomfort, maximum stress, serious threat. And through all of it, you practice one thing: stillness, presence, non-reaction. You're training something profound. Your nervous system is learning that discomfort isn't danger, that threat isn't emergency, that you can be uncomfortable and still be okay, still be safe, still be present, still be stable. After 10 days, your baseline stress response drops dramatically, measurably. Situations that used to shake you no longer do. Not because you're numb, not because you don't feel, but because you're stable, grounded, unmoved. This is the third step toward Fudoshin: stillness under threat, not avoidance of threat, not comfort seeking, just presence, regardless of circumstance. Integration phase, living as the mountain. Days 31-40. Now you combine all three foundations into daily life. You've trained detachment from opinion, neutrality toward failure, stillness under threat. Now you practice living from that place. Every day for 10 days, you set one intention, one identity, one way of being. Today I am the mountain. Whatever happens, that's your reference point, that's your anchor, that's your identity. Someone criticizes you, you're the mountain. Mountains don't react to weather. Someone challenges you, you're the mountain. Mountains don't defend themselves. You fail at something, you're the mountain. Mountains don't collapse from erosion. You face a threat, you're the mountain. Mountains don't flee from storms. The mountain doesn't react, doesn't defend, doesn't collapse, doesn't flee. It simply is. Present, solid, unmoved, and you practice being that, not as a metaphor, as a lived reality, as a daily identity, as a constant state. Here's what happens. In the beginning, you'll forget constantly, repeatedly, predictably. Something will trigger you and you'll react. Someone will criticize and you'll defend. You'll fail and you'll shame yourself. You'll feel threatened and you'll panic. That's fine. That's normal. That's expected. Just notice. Return to stillness. Return to the mountain. Return to Fudoshin. By day 35, the returns happen faster. You react less, reset quicker, recover faster. By day 40, something fundamental has changed. You're not trying to be confident anymore. You just are. Not because you believe in yourself, not because you feel good, not because circumstances are favorable, but because your mind has become immovable. Circumstances change, emotions change, situations change, but you don't. That's Fudoshin. Here's what people don't understand about this training. It's not about feeling good. Some days you'll feel terrible, anxious, doubtful, afraid, inadequate, overwhelmed, all of it. But those feelings won't move you. They'll be there, present, felt, acknowledged, like clouds passing over the mountain. But the mountain remains. The clouds come and go. The mountain stays. This is deeper than confidence. This is presence. Unshakable presence. Independent presence. Unconditional presence. And once you develop it, people feel it. They can't explain it. They can't articulate it. But they sense something different about you. You're not trying to impress them. Not seeking their validation. Not afraid of their judgment. You're just there. Solid, present, immovable. And that makes them uncomfortable, because most people are blown by every wind, every opinion, every outcome, every threat. They're unstable, reactive, fragile. And when they meet someone who isn't, it highlights their own instability, makes them aware of their fragility, forces them to confront their dependence. This is why samurai with Fudoshin were feared. Not because of violence, not because of aggression, not because of threat, because of presence. Their mere existence was unsettling, because it revealed how shaky everyone else was, how dependent, how reactive, how movable. And people don't like that revelation, so they test. The challenge. They try to shake you, to prove you're not really stable, to confirm you're like them. And when you don't move, when you remain calm, when you stay present, they either respect you or avoid you, but they never forget you. So here's your 40-day challenge. Follow the protocol exactly. Days 1 to 10. Detachment from opinion. Express one uncomfortable truth daily. Practice non-reaction to criticism. Days 11-20. Exposure to failure. Attempt one likely failure daily. Practice non-collapse from inadequacy. Days 21 to 30. Stillness under threat. Create one controlled discomfort daily. Practice non-reaction to threat. Days 31 to 40. Integration. Live as the mountain in all situations. Practice constant presence regardless of circumstance. No skipping days. No exceptions. No, I'll start tomorrow. Start today, right now, this moment, because this only works through consistency, through commitment, through completion. One day off breaks the momentum. One excuse creates others. One skip becomes a pattern. And here's what will happen. Week 1, you'll be uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Your ego will scream. Your fear will resist. Your conditioning will fight. This is normal. This is the old self trying to survive. Week 2, you'll want to quit. You'll rationalize. This isn't working. I'm not seeing results. This is too hard. Don't quit. The results come later. The foundation is building now. Week 3, something starts shifting. Small. Subtle, almost imperceptible, but real. The noise gets quieter, the reactions get smaller, the stability gets stronger. Week 4, you'll notice the change, not in how you feel, but in how you respond. Someone criticizes you and you stay calm. Naturally, automatically, effortlessly, you fail at something and you don't collapse. You just observe, adjust, continue. You face a threat and you don't panic. You just breathe, stay present, handle it. By day 40, you'll be different, not improved. Different, fundamentally different. Someone for whom external circumstances no longer dictate internal states. Someone who remains stable regardless of what happens. Someone who can't be shaken by opinion, failure, or threat. That's Fudoshin. That's unshakable confidence. That's what 40 days of deliberate training creates. Let me tell you about someone who did this. His name was Mark S. 26 years old, software engineer, crippling social anxiety, couldn't speak in meetings. Couldn't handle criticism, couldn't face failure. His confidence depended entirely on external validation. When things went well, he felt okay. When things went wrong, he collapsed. He tried everything: therapy, medication, self-help books, positive thinking. Nothing worked. Then he found this protocol. He was skeptical. 40 days, that's it. Seems too simple, but he had nothing to lose. So he committed. Days 1 to 10, detachment from opinion. He started sharing his actual thoughts in meetings. People disagreed. Some criticized. He felt the panic, the urge to backpedal, but he practiced non-reaction, just breathed. Let the criticism exist, didn't defend, didn't retreat. By day 10, criticism stopped feeling like death. Days 11-20, exposure to failure. He volunteered for presentations he wasn't ready for, made mistakes publicly, got negative feedback, looked incompetent. It hurt, but he practiced non-collapse, just observed, learned, continued. By day 20, failure stopped defining him. Days 21 to 30, stillness under threat. He had difficult conversations with his manager, set boundaries with demanding colleagues, faced uncomfortable situations head-on. His nervous system screamed, but he practiced non-reaction, just stayed present, breathed through it. By day 30, discomfort stopped controlling him. Days 31 to 40, integration. He lived as the mountain. Every day, every situation, every challenge. Someone criticized his code. Mountain. Stayed calm, considered the feedback. Improved the work. His presentation went poorly. Mountain. Didn't collapse. Analyzed what happened. Did better next time. His manager gave negative feedback. Mountain. Stayed present. Listened fully. Made changes. By day 40, something had fundamentally changed. He wasn't the same person who started. That person was gone. Dead. Replaced by someone who couldn't be shaken. Today, 2 years later, Marcus leads a team, handles conflict easily, takes criticism constructively, faces failure calmly. Not because he learned techniques, but because he became someone different, someone with Fudoshin, someone unmovable. Tell me in the comments, are you starting the 40-day protocol? What's your biggest fear about this training? Because naming it publicly is the first act of Fudoshin. You're declaring you're done being moved by circumstances, done being controlled by opinions, done being shaken by threats. And that declaration is powerful. That declaration is the beginning. If this video changed how you think about confidence and mental strength, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because everything I teach is about this: building unshakable foundations, not through motivation, through training, not through belief, through practice, not through hoping, through doing. master Fudoshin, and life becomes simple, not because circumstances change, but because you don't. And when you don't move, when you can't be shaken, when you remain stable regardless, everything else becomes manageable. Problems become solvable. Challenges become opportunities. Threats become tests you always pass. If you've watched this far, thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.